So, what happens to the body during exercise? As the workload of a muscle increases, several things happen. First, the energy source within the muscle starts to deplete. As the energy source depletes, lactic acid starts to build up and carbon dioxide builds up as well. The buildup of carbon dioxide must be extracted via the blood vessels and expelled via the lungs. The lactic acid is transported to the liver where it's oxidized and then turned either into carbon dioxide and water or is turned back into glucose. Both of those require oxygen, and that's why we get out of breath during exercise. If the exercise is prolonged enough, we create an oxygen debt. So the carbon dioxide and the lactic acid builds up to a point we're not able to deal with it anymore and we have to stop. So you'll usually feel this building up. It's quite painful. It feels like there's a pain in your chest. The muscles are quite painful themselves. They start to hurt and you might get a stitch or a cramp and you just have to stop. The more intense an exercise is, the faster that we create that oxygen debt. So I'll give you an example. During a 400-meter sprint, we deplete energy so fast that the oxygen debt doesn't actually hit you until you've finished. So that's why you're out of breath for several minutes after the exercise has stopped. During longer, less intense exercise, like a 5K run as an example, the oxygen debt builds up more slowly. So we're able to deal with the carbon dioxide and lactic acid build up more easily. And that's where experience comes in. So the more times you do prolonged cardiovascular exercise, the more experience you're going to get in terms of knowing when to speed up or slow down to prevent that oxygen debt getting too much. So if you speed up too early, the oxygen debt's going to build up and it's very hard to catch back up again. You're going to get a stitch or you're going to get cramp and it's very hard to push through that. And you'll find you have to slow down to such a reduced pace that you never actually get that time back. Weightlifting, strength and conditioning, bodybuilding, whatever you want to call it, it's not going to improve your cardiovascular fitness. So it's not going to improve your body's ability to get rid of carbon dioxide and lactic acid and bring in oxygen. In order for that to improve, you need to stress the cardiovascular system properly, intensely, at least once a week. And that forces an adaptation from your body. So it forces your body to improve. It knows that the workload is not going to get any easier and it has to adapt in response. So here's the catch. Bodybuilding, weightlifting, strength and conditioning, resistance training doesn't improve your cardiovascular fitness unless you're constantly operating in the ultra high rep ranges, which you won't be. But cardiovascular exercise, when it's done properly, will massively complement your strength and conditioning. And it does this by massively reducing the time that you need between sets. So the fitter you are, the faster you're going to recover between sets, the faster your body's able to recharge those muscles so you can get back at it. A lot of people don't do cardio and weightlifting.